as we were discussing in our short. Emotionally empowered, loving, mindful people, they don't stop loving due to betrayal or unkindness or rejection. Now, you might say, why is that? And if you're new, welcome. The lovely IHP community is a bunch of 5D collective mystics and mindful people, so we have whole selves. So, why would I ever stop loving in my heart because you don't know how to love? I'm emotionally intelligent, mindfully intelligent, I'm empowered because I'm also physically intelligent to do what? To make use of my prefrontal cortex and have my lovely chit chatter. My left and my right contains my emotions. That's me with I own, observe, witness, narrate my sense of self, and I own my core narrative, relation, and soul self. So I'm a whole person who has a securely attached 1 year old and 3 year olds. So I don't do shame, blame, fault, revenge. I have none of that. Okay, so as I was growing up, I have a twin. I know how to repair ruptures. Okay, so I'm sharing also from personal experiences. 5D mystic here. So my love life consistently moved into a high. Going through the twin flame journey, not tragedy, but you move beyond the concept of the one because those are very special bonds. So you understand that there's more than one person that you can romantically love, which is where our solo poly community, the secure attached ones, we don't be like, you're not poly enough. No. Some of us are okay with being with monoamory, monogamous, and they're okay with being with polyamorous, okay? And this is that part of why, thank goodness, we're in a new era. As a teenager, had I had this stuff, I would have been able to use it with my boyfriend. Okay, so why would I stop loving? In fact, so with my boyfriend, the first time he cheated, I'm like, I didn't stop loving you. I didn't lose trust in you. These things can happen. We're going to keep moving forward because we also learn about till death do part, sickness and in health, all that good stuff. Why would I ever stop being myself because you don't know how to? So if you say change, no, why? I like who Maria is. That's because I know how to delight in myself. Why? Because I have an inner child adult. So again, I have no trauma charges. I have my child parts, yes, so I get to, as a mindfully living and spiritually living, I have Jesus and the Holy Spirit because I got catechism and God, so I knew how to work with my emotions. And it's because you know how to be your secure attachment, the safe haven, secure base abuse, so self-regulation, healthy self-regulation. I know how to self-soothe because I know how to self-attune because I'm delighting in one being Maria. I also know of the social construction of reality, so I know that every one of us can have different ways of feeling. My boyfriend, he comes from the Italian culture. They tend to be jealous. I'm not a jealous person. I have compersion. So, empowered women and men and they're okay with sharing their loved ones, their lovers, if you want to think of it romantically alone, but even loved ones, because we have our whole divine feminine, divine masculine. Masculine I call the left, and feminine in our alchemy is that we know that in time we're always on our path. There's no wrong or right timing at all. And so there's no saga or drama the way that you've heard for those out there, if you have had or if you would have. But really, the twin flame thing is now a saga because they've made it into some group. But what I was trying to say is emotionally empowered people, we love mindfully and consistently. It's because we don't do what hypocrites do, which is say, I love you and then take it back. Or say, I love you, but because you break up with me, I don't love you anymore. And now I want to watch and see that you suffer. Okay, so when you have I've met women and men that want these things to happen. And the explanation is for Dr. Daniel Fox. He had an episode where he's saying how a lot of people are easier, they're able to hone in more on resentment and holding grudges, like not for the emotionally intelligent, mentally intelligent person. The one who is with pure consciousness, we don't hold on to that. So I'm going to share some stories. But yeah, when I've met rejection, unkindness, heartbreak, betrayal, I'm like, oh no, I can't trust people. No, I didn't do that. I actively said I trust people. Every situation is unique to itself, and you process the emotions that come with those situations. Okay, so it's not men, women. We don't do the trust break. People who have charges and they have trust breaks, you see where they're at. It's like the Zen master, he's got a story for you. I got laundry. Emotionally, mentally, and physically intelligent, empowered human beings, we keep loving unconditionally and living mindfully. So you grow more. In fact, I've grown more loving throughout the years and more amazed at how I'm never alone. and I know how to sing Maria's song and feel beautiful. And if somebody doesn't like me, there's a door. In fact, actually, romantically speaking, if you don't like me, I don't know why you would want to even, why, how are you even interested in me? So you're going to have to like my mind, my emotions, and who I am. And so also enjoy my mystic life. Woo woo lady. I'm not woo woo though. Also be respectful of my mystic life, because I do communicate with a lot of different planes, and it's very important for me when I am doing what I do, because as you all know, we do spiritual self-help, mindfulness living, and loving practices. But as we move forward in our spiritual retreats, we integrate the Akashic record readings. I'm a Reiki master. We have universal love transmission sessions, and when our tiers will be opened up, we're going to have some different aspects for you. But here's where please remember, there are those who are looking to keep their survival mode mannerisms and modulated embodiment lives without being self-aware, accountable, or regulating into the ventral vagal state. They follow those public figures who we've been talking about, who favor maintaining generational trauma mannerisms and behaviors. They have complete discourses that discount all scientific data. They do really great, and there's a group. There's two groups at this point in our lovely human history. There always have been. As humans evolve, as we evolve, that's how consciousness continues to expand. So nothing is doing bad or good. We're maintaining where we're going. Okay, so it's sad but true, but not everyone chooses love. I've seen people choose fear. That's because, again, when they don't have delight in themselves and they don't have empowerment, so they're not a whole self, core, narrative, relational soul self with love, I love me, then they're not going to welcome communication open. They won't welcome divine feminine or divine masculine for that matter, and to alchemize. Okay, so we leave alone those who don't want us, because they won't want unconditional love. When you have rejected being yourself and you have rejected healthy self-worth, this is something textbook that they will not want to be treated well. And they are following public figures who in fact allow them to continue to use ancient silverback chit chat. So the inner self secure person, which is what our 5D collective is all about, we don't turn our back on love, and we don't harbor, again, resentment or lose hope or lose kindness. We actually grow more of it. So the 3D and 4D people, they feel safer to hold a grudge than to open up to vulnerability. 5D people, we love to open up to vulnerability. We love to open up to the opportunity to love. So that rabbi who says that the feminine doesn't want to, it's not true. The empowered feminine, she will say yes. And we will say yes, and then we'll wait and see. Are you a real romance? Are you romancing me for real or not? And it depends. If you continue to talk, yes. If you go silent, nah, you're not doing, you're doing who knows what, and what mischief you're up to. No, we won't really be a part of your mischief, but we'll figure out. So in time, when people are pretenders, they're not going to continue to be delighting in you, because they won't be continuously communicating with you. The choice of silence is actually quite clear, and empowered individuals don't go chasing anyone. So when we have universal love, we know what passion means, because our hearts stay open, and our communication. And with authority, we can talk the truth, and with discernment, we can maintain compassion and continue. And here's where, so my teenage boyfriend, I was already in coherence, your host. I was already fully conscious of Maria, pure consciousness, and with Jesus and God, I maintained that. And so I maintained the capacity to continue integrating all of my child parts, which is why I own Maria's sense of self. And that's why change doesn't take me off my guard. Don't change my room stuff, my patterns of habit fit, but I'm saying when the world, again, social construction of reality, I'm not like, oh my God, the world's going to hell. No. And also as my own Merkaba, and you're your own, remembering that we're all brothers and sisters. Totally beautiful. So, again, emotionally mature people, the teenage boyfriend, when he breaks up with me, I simply did this. I said, I know you're cheating on me. He said, no, I'm not. I was right. He was wrong. And after that, though, I didn't think that him and the girlfriend wouldn't stay friends with me. It took me years before we were able to be friends again. And when the time came to be able and support in a mystic way the lovely oversoul of mine, because we get downloads on what is happening when people are expanding consciousness. So throughout your lifetime, you're going to either do karma or dharma. Now, either or, the only difference will be if you're a person who is with us, you're going to be looking to integrate your brain and to be moving into dharma. And that's where it's a one-to-one mentorship. Our masterclass is going to be focusing on the mindfulness practices and helping people with personal development, but we can gear something towards, if you're more curious about that word in and of itself. Although, FYI, it's basically you being able to have conscious, subconscious, unconscious all aligned. Okay, so your somatic narrative is yours, your verbal narrative is yours, and you have the restorative embodiment. If you want to buy a book, there's a good book out there. Where's my Kindle? Here it is. And that would help you to start reading, and then you would be able to also begin to do, depends on your child parts. If they're all uncharged, then that's great, and you're ready and you can move forward. The book is called Restorative Embodiment and Resilience, a guide to disrupt habits, create inner peace, deepen relationships, and feel greater presence. And it's by Alan Fogel, PhD. Okay, so while people who are not emotionally and mentally and physically intelligent think that me wanting to stay friends with my teenage boyfriend and his girlfriend was weird, I thought it was weird that none of my herd members supported us to stay friends, to repair, because there's no need for me not to be in a relationship because my love didn't end that day. No. In fact, I said I still love both of them. I didn't think that they wouldn't want to stay friends with me. And when I was able to repair all of it, I was happy. I did it on my own. Nobody helped me. And it was because, as a mystic, I began having my connection with clairs. I can access always. I mean, I don't do it on purpose, but when something big happens to any person that is of my oversoul, I will pick it up. And that's what happened with her and him. And I love that I was able to say right. And really what it is that God, universe, the way it nudges you is in a very specific way. I won't share the details, but I was the one who reached out about 2, if not 3 times because of things I picked up on. And in each occasion, I was able to support. And that's when she recognized that we were soul sisters. And that's when she and I became, once again, on a very clear and nice channel. And this makes me happy. I find it sad that people don't know how to do this. I find it sad that people have only voices that say it's easier to hone in on resentment and grudge. No, not for emotionally empowered people. It's not. I never once thought, let me hold a grudge. That would make me a hypocrite. It would make me not be able to use the word love at all, because if I'm holding a grudge, how dare I say I loved you in the first place? You don't have to meet my expectations. I'm not here to tell you who to be or how to be, and here's that part. I've never walked one day in your shoes. So the reason why personally I'm presenting to you, God, human evolution gave us choices. We continue to have our choices. So Robert Sapolsky wants to talk about determined and a science without free will. I'm here to share we do have science showing you why someone will be unkind, yes, and reject and do a lot of what is a coward's game. They won't go to get therapy. And we got public figures having all these people who want to stay in that business where they're at. There's your free will. I'm here to say, anytime anyone's done any kind of unkind business, never once did I say I want to get back at them just the way that they did what the fuck. No, it just feels wrong. Just saying it, like, what the fuck? That's just no. And in fact, there's not even once. Because number one, as a child, I got told all about what would happen. Thank you, God. Number two, as I grew up, and I'm an adolescent now, I'm like, why would I treat you unkindly? And why would I even bother saying I love if I don't want to stay open-hearted? So I was able to continue growing up. And then with the teenage boyfriend and the lying and all that, I just, well, these people are cowards. There's no Lucifer. They just don't know how to be integrity. And now that I'm a grown-up, anytime I'm seeing anyone who wants to tell me that they don't unconditionally love, they're not a grown-up. They don't know how to do the optimized version of your human being. Oh, you don't have to. There's a Zen Master's Laundry out there. But That's not emotionally, mentally, or physically intelligent. And also, it's not your human mammalian nature. Your human mammalian nature is to at least have one person that you can connect and attach to, because physically that's how you're going to survive out in the wilderness. The heartbreak thing is your 1-year-old, which is why when you're a conscious lover, means I love you for who you are. I'm not going to have you attaching to me. I don't need you to attach to me. So the teenage boyfriend, I was happy that he was happy. I knew exactly where I didn't meet what he wanted from me. I was never going to give it to him, because I don't tell you how to feel about life, how to live your life, how to excel and become you. That makes me your capture, takes away your free will, but also I don't live in your body. You're your own nervous system. I can't regulate you. If you're in a mood today and you continue to be in a mood and you continue to talk shit every day, that's your life, not my life. And so mindset is everything, because the mindset translates what comes up. The therapists help people get their somatic narrative and verbal narrative on part. For those who will want it, they will be ready for mindfulness here at HP when the time comes, or alongside. And then for those of you who are already ready, it's called healthy self-worth relationships. So we don't look back and say, oh my God, I can't trust anybody. I hope they marry me. No. I learned how to make it on my own. That tone of this human being, and there's plenty of women who think they're empowered, and anytime I'm watching to see these eyes, I'm thinking, you ain't empowered. Good girl, good boy, did you do a good job? You did a great job. Let me come and fish. Let me catch you. I just caught one. Hey, so I am so aware of these lack of emotionally empowered women. It's not even funny. Let's not talk about the men, shall we please? I'm trying to be with the men as kind as can be, because there's something that's called sure, if you're walled off, you're protected but not connected. Yeah, you don't got emotions. If you're boundaryless, you're connected but not protected. Sure, yes. And health is in the middle. Thank you, Terry. So when you meet the women and the men that come together, they like to catch each other. Yeah, that's not, we don't do fishing. We do wow thing, na 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 na, you make my heart sing. You mean everything. Yes, in fact, if you don't know how to be a hummingbird and the beauty way, where are you? You don't know how to spiral your way up to the smoky mirror and be the beloved. So those who know how to love, they have the way of the beauty way. You have your inner child, means you have your lower world, and you know how to make your thoughts and your feelings abundant for you and humanity. It's why you're a hunter who respects. And you also are a person who sees beyond. And therefore, when the coyote, the little trickster, throws you something, you're your own mystical shaman. You're your own medicine wheel. And you continue to know that heaven is within you on this lovely planet. And you're the one who grounds it as the person who is the staff. So the ghosts of your past, they don't haunt you and create, I don't trust anyone. No. They give you the capacity to continue tapping into the ancient ones and yourself, and to choose, what path are you on? Are you on a path of bliss, delight, or are you on a path of loss and pain? And the sorcerer, well, she's always on the path of delight. If she's a sorcerer of the 5D frequency, of course. The other frequencies, not so much. So again, when we love for real. We don't take it back. And when something goes into a different direction, when we're rejected, we don't say, that's an evil asshole out there. No, it's a person. They make a choice. They don't want you. That's all. Oh, that's what it looks like and feels like. It's not, I learned how to make it on my own. And now, I do love when people want to make fake promises. And you learn how to ignore people when they speak. You know, wait and watch as they walk a walk and talk a talk, and then you're going to know if you got a Kuska in town. It'll be real quick, by the way. By the time they've done a third interaction, if not maybe 5, you're going to notice what you got. And then in the right circumstances, you're going to notice if they own their sense of self or not. And we'll talk about that one in a little bit. So tune in for more.